You've heard all the noise about bone broth being the ultimate answer for strong muscles and healthy joints. Everyone's talking about it as if it's some miracle cure for everything that comes with getting older. But here's something that might shock you. Forget bone broth, because there's a simple, affordable food sitting right in your kitchen that doesn't just support your muscles, it actually helps grow them. And this food can be your strongest weapon against one of the most dangerous threats to your independence as you age, something called sarcopenia. If you've never heard that word before, you need to pay attention, because once you understand what sarcopenia really means and how this one humble food can protect you from it, everything about how you think about aging is going to change. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share could be the difference between staying strong and independent for decades to come, or watching your strength slip away year after year. What is sarcopenia? The silent thief of independence. Let's start by talking about sarcopenia, because most people don't even know this word exists until it's already affecting their life. Sarcopenia is the medical term for muscle loss that happens as we get older. But it's so much more than just a clinical definition. It's the reason your Uncle Robert, who used to carry heavy boxes up 2 flights of stairs without breaking a sweat, now struggles to get groceries from his car to his front door. It's why your neighbor Margaret, who once danced every weekend, now holds the railing with both hands just to walk up 3 steps. This isn't just about looking less toned in the mirror. Sarcopenia literally steals your independence. It starts slowly, almost invisibly. Maybe you notice you're a little more winded climbing stairs. Perhaps opening that stubborn pickle jar takes a bit more effort. You might brush it off as just getting older, but sarcopenia can start creeping in as early as your 40s if you're not actively fighting against it. The truly frightening part is how it accelerates. Once you start losing muscle, everything else begins to unravel. Your metabolism slows down because muscle tissue burns calories even when you're sitting still. Your bones become more fragile because they depend on muscle to keep them strong. Your balance gets worse because your muscles stabilize every step you take. Even your brain function can decline because muscle tissue produces hormones that support cognitive health. This is why sarcopenia isn't just linked to physical weakness. It's connected to falls, broken hips, diabetes, depression, and yes, even dementia. When you lose muscle, you're not just losing strength. You're losing the foundation that keeps every other system in your body functioning at its best. Why bone broth falls short, the truth about protein quality. Now, let's talk about why bone broth, despite all the hype, isn't your best defense against sarcopenia. Don't get me wrong, bone broth has its place. It's warm, comforting, and it does provide some benefits for joint health. But when it comes to actually building and maintaining muscle tissue, bone broth is like bringing a butter knife to a sword fight. Here's the science behind it. Bone broth is primarily made up of collagen, which is a structural protein. Collagen is wonderful for skin elasticity and can help with joint comfort, but it's missing something crucial for muscle growth. It doesn't contain all the essential amino acids your body needs to build new muscle tissue. In fact, collagen is particularly low in leucine, which is arguably the most important amino acid for muscle protein synthesis. Think of it this way. If your muscles were a construction site, collagen would be like delivering some basic building supplies, but not the specialized materials needed for the foundation. It might help patch up a few things here and there, but it can't actually build the structure your body needs to stay strong. The real champion. Why eggs beat everything else? So what is this powerful food that can actually help you build muscle and fight sarcopenia? It's eggs. Yes, the simple, humble egg that you probably have sitting in your refrigerator right now. But before you roll your eyes and think this sounds too simple, let me explain why eggs are absolutely revolutionary when it comes to protecting your muscles as you age. Eggs are what nutritionists call a complete protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids in exactly the right proportions your body needs. But it goes deeper than that. The protein in eggs has the highest biological value of any food, which means your body can absorb and use it more efficiently than almost any other protein source. When scientists want to measure how good a protein is, they actually compare it to eggs as the gold standard. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two people, both 65 years old, both concerned about staying strong. Margaret starts her day with a cup of bone broth, thinking she's doing everything right. Meanwhile, her neighbor William scrambles 2 eggs with some spinach every morning. After 6 months, Margaret notices she's still struggling with the same weakness and fatigue. William, on the other hand, feels stronger, has more energy, and his doctor is amazed at how well he's maintained his muscle mass during his physical exam. The difference is that William is giving his muscles the complete package of amino acids they need to repair and grow stronger, while Margaret is getting incomplete proteins that can't trigger the muscle-building process effectively. But here's where it gets even more interesting. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to protein. This is called anabolic resistance, and it's one of the main drivers of sarcopenia. Your muscles basically become pickier about what kind of protein they'll respond to. But eggs contain high levels of leucine, the amino acid that acts like a key to unlock muscle growth. Even in older adults who are dealing with anabolic resistance, just 2 eggs provide about 1 gram of leucine, which research shows is enough to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, especially when combined with some form of resistance exercise. Compare that to bone broth, which might give you a quarter of that amount, and you start to see why eggs are so much more powerful. The complete nutritional powerhouse. But eggs aren't just about protein. They're like nature's multivitamin, packed with nutrients that support muscle function in ways most people never consider. The yolk, which many people avoid because of outdated cholesterol fears, is actually where most of the magic happens. Vitamin D is a perfect example. Eggs are one of the richest natural food sources of vitamin D, and this vitamin is absolutely critical for muscle strength and function. Low vitamin D levels are directly linked to muscle weakness, falls, and yes, accelerated sarcopenia. Think about all the people you know who are vitamin D deficient. Now imagine how much stronger they might feel if they simply included whole eggs in their daily routine. The yolk also contains choline, a nutrient that most Americans don't get enough of. Choline is essential for nerve function, and your nerves are what tell your muscles when and how to contract. Without adequate choline, the communication between your brain and your muscles becomes less efficient. It's like having a bad phone connection during an important conversation. Then there are the omega-3 fatty acids in pasture-raised eggs. These healthy fats help reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in your muscle tissue. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden drivers of sarcopenia because it interferes with muscle repair and recovery. By reducing inflammation, the omega-3s in eggs create an environment where your muscles can function and recover more effectively. The antioxidants lutein and zeaxanthin, also found primarily in the yolk, don't just protect your eyes. They help protect muscle cells from oxidative damage that occurs during normal aging and exercise. When your muscle cells are protected from this damage, they can maintain their function longer and recover more quickly. Real-world results. The power of consistency. Let me tell you about James, a 72-year-old retired carpenter from Denver. 2 years ago, James was struggling. He could barely carry his toolbox anymore, and simple tasks like changing a light bulb left him exhausted. His doctor mentioned sarcopenia and suggested he might need to consider assisted living sooner rather than later. Instead of accepting this fate, James decided to make some changes. He started eating 3 eggs every morning, scrambled with vegetables from his garden. He began doing simple resistance exercises with light weights 3 times a week. Within 6 months, James was carrying his toolbox again. A year later, he was helping his son build a deck when he saw his doctor for his annual checkup. The results were remarkable. Not only had James maintained his muscle mass, he had actually gained muscle at an age when most people are losing it rapidly. The key wasn't just the exercises, although those were important. It was giving his muscles the high quality, complete protein they needed to respond to the exercise. The eggs provided the raw materials, and the resistance training provided the stimulus. Together, they reversed a process that most people think is inevitable. This story illustrates something crucial. Sarcopenia isn't your destiny. With the right nutrition and some basic resistance exercise, you can not only slow down muscle loss, you can actually reverse it. And eggs are one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal because they provide exactly what aging muscles need most. Practical application. Making eggs work for you. So how do you put this knowledge into practice? The research suggests that eating 2 to 3 eggs per day is not only safe for most people, but provides significant benefits for muscle maintenance and growth. For older adults specifically fighting sarcopenia, this amount can be even more beneficial as part of an overall protein strategy. The timing matters too. Having eggs at breakfast helps ensure you start your day with a leucine-rich meal that can kickstart muscle protein synthesis. This is particularly important because overnight, your body has been in a fasting state, and muscle breakdown naturally increases. A protein-rich breakfast with eggs can quickly shift your body back into muscle-building mode. But versatility is one of the best things about eggs. You can boil them for a quick snack, scramble them with vegetables, make an omelet with cheese and herbs, or even add them to smoothies if you're feeling adventurous. Unlike bone broth, which requires hours of preparation or expensive store-bought versions, eggs are quick, affordable, and always available. If you're concerned about cholesterol, modern research has put those fears to rest for most people. Multiple large studies have shown that dietary cholesterol from eggs doesn't significantly impact blood cholesterol levels in the majority of people. In fact, eggs can actually improve your cholesterol profile by raising HDL. The good cholesterol, the key is to embrace the whole egg. If you're only eating egg whites, you're throwing away more than half the nutrition. The yolk contains the vitamin D, choline, healthy fats, and many of the other nutrients that make eggs so powerful for muscle health. The hidden factor: hydration and electrolyte balance. While we're talking about protecting your muscles from sarcopenia, there's another crucial factor that most people completely overlook. It's not just about protein, it's about creating the right environment in your body for that protein to work effectively. I'm talking about hydration and electrolyte balance. Your muscles are about 75% water. Every time you lift something, climb stairs, or even just stand up from a chair, the water inside your muscle fibers is helping to power that movement. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your muscle cells literally shrink. They can't contract as effectively, and your strength drops noticeably. Research shows that just a 1 to 2% decrease in hydration can lead to measurable losses in strength, endurance, and coordination. Now imagine what happens over months and years if someone is chronically underhydrated. Their muscles never function at full capacity, recovery is slower, and the decline feeds directly into sarcopenia. But it's not just about drinking more water. Your muscles depend on electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium to contract properly. These minerals carry electrical charges that enable the signals from your brain to actually cause muscle contractions. When electrolytes are out of balance, even well-hydrated muscles can't perform optimally. This is particularly important for older adults, who often have a diminished sense of thirst and may be taking medications that affect electrolyte balance. The combination of eating high-quality protein from eggs and maintaining proper hydration with balanced electrolytes creates the ideal environment for muscle function and growth. Fighting inflammation, the silent muscle destroyer. There's another piece of the sarcopenia puzzle that ties everything together, and that's inflammation, chronic. Low-level inflammation is like having a small fire burning in your muscles all the time. Instead of putting their resources toward growth and repair, your muscles are constantly dealing with this inflammatory stress. This is where the complete nutritional profile of eggs becomes even more important. The omega-3 fatty acids help reduce inflammation. The antioxidants protect against oxidative stress that can trigger inflammation. The high-quality protein provides the building blocks for repair while requiring less inflammatory response from your body compared to lower-quality proteins. When you combine eggs with other anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish. You create a dietary pattern that actively supports muscle health rather than working against it. It's not just about any one food. It's about creating an overall approach that gives your muscles everything they need to stay strong. The long-term vision, your future self. I want you to take a moment and think about your future. Picture yourself 10 or 20 years from now. What do you want to be able to do? Maybe you want to travel and explore new places. Perhaps you want to play with grandchildren or great-grandchildren. Maybe you simply want to live independently in your own home for as long as possible. All of these dreams depend on maintaining your muscle mass and strength. The choices you make today about nutrition and exercise are literally determining whether those dreams become reality or just wishful thinking. Sarcopenia doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of thousands of small choices made over years and decades. But here's the empowering truth. Those same small choices can work in your favor. Every time you choose eggs over less optimal protein sources, you're investing in your future strength. Every time you do some form of resistance exercise, even if it's just body weight movements, you're telling your muscles to stay strong and functional. The beauty of focusing on eggs as part of your anti-sarcopenia strategy is that it's sustainable. This isn't about following some complicated diet plan or buying expensive supplements. It's about making one simple, affordable food a regular part of your routine. It's about understanding that the humble egg is actually one of nature's most perfect muscle-building foods. Take action today. Your muscle-building plan. So, here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, instead of reaching for whatever you usually have for breakfast, scramble 2 or 3 eggs with some vegetables. Maybe add some spinach for extra nutrients, or top them with salsa for flavor and antioxidants. Take a moment to appreciate that you're not just eating breakfast. You're actively fighting against muscle loss and investing in your long-term strength and independence. Make this a habit. Consistency is everything when it comes to preventing sarcopenia. One high-protein meal won't change your life, but months and years of providing your muscles with complete, high-quality protein absolutely will. If you found this information helpful, I'd love for you to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this with someone you care about who might be concerned about staying strong as they age. And let me know in the comments, what's your favorite way to prepare eggs? I read every comment and love hearing from you. Consider also adding some form of resistance exercise to your routine. Even if it's just lifting light weights or doing bodyweight exercises, the combination of high-quality protein from eggs and regular resistance training is the most powerful 1-2 punch against sarcopenia that you can deliver. Remember, aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean getting wiser, staying strong, and maintaining your independence for decades to come. But it requires making informed choices about nutrition and lifestyle. Don't accept sarcopenia as inevitable. Fight back with every meal, every workout, and every healthy choice you make. The next time you're at the grocery store, walk past the expensive bone broth and head straight to the egg section. Choose high quality, pasture-raised eggs when possible, and start incorporating them into your daily routine. Your future self will thank you for taking action today rather than waiting until muscle loss has already begun. You have the power to rewrite the story of how you age. It starts with understanding that muscle is life, and eggs are one of the simplest, most effective tools you have to protect it. Don't let another day go by without giving your muscles what they truly need to stay strong, functional, and resilient for years to come.